Well, I am very happy to have an impossible show. I love the impossible, and the impossible was made possible by Minit Stop. I've got John Miyabuchi, Vice President of Minit Stop. All of the 18 stores. Is
Yes.
it 18?
18.
9 on Maui and 9
on
on
Maui.
the Big Island?
Yep, 9 on the Big Island.
And Nicholas Gilbert from Gilbert and Associates here in the studio. And this is a very special show. I can't tell you how very happy and grateful I am that I found out through Nicholas the other day that you've got the Impossible Burger. Now, we have seen a lot of talk about the Impossible Burger, and we only think there's one variation of it. But there's really a story behind it that we want to talk about here for the next 25 minutes. Number one, this was a groundbreaking idea. Now, I know veggie burgers
Right.
had been around for a long time, but they really hadn't been able to be distributed to restaurants, right? So what's the background with the Impossible? How are they able to break all the boundaries, creating this Impossible Burger and more?
Well, when we met with them 5 months ago, we saw them at the National Restaurant Association show. And I met with them and I tried the product, and I was amazed at how it mimics beef. I mean, it's exactly just like beef. The taste, the texture, the smell, everything. And I thought, wow, if this replicates beef so closely, we should just bring it in and replace our current hamburger program with it. And they thought it was a great idea, and we're actually one of the first in the country to do this.
Wow.
Is to take off the beef off our menu and to replace it with Impossible.
Which is a very big step. Were you nervous about that?
A little bit, but I thought, the product, two things really made it a positive thing for us and gave us a lot of confidence. Was one is the taste. I mean, if you don't know that it's not beef, it's 100% plant-based burger, and if you didn't know that when you try our version, it's like a hamburger. It's amazing.
It's delicious, and there's a story behind this as well. And Nicholas knows this is true as well. I mean, there's life on the mainland, and there's life in Hawaii. And life in Hawaii is different than life on the mainland in lots of ways. So you not only took this big step of doing the Impossible Burger, but you put your own flavor to it, didn't you?
Absolutely. And we knew that that another company was running with it on national advertising and whatnot. And so when we talked to Impossible, they said if we replace beef, they'll support us with marketing and all that. But we thought we'd take it a step further. And what we did was we wanted to localize it, so to speak. And so what we did was I added my grandmother's recipe to the Impossible base product. And so now
Did
we
that
have
take a lot of time in the kitchen? Different
Yeah, our food service manager, we call her Mama Maria, and I think she's out there listening. So thank you, Mama. But she put in a lot of research, R&D into blending the base product with my grandmother's recipe. So
are those made here in Hawaii then? Is that how you do that, or do you
the Impossible Burger?
No, the ones with your own recipe.
Oh yeah, we mix it with the flavor ingredients here, with our seasonings here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we get the base product from Impossible and then we mix it.
And everything's made fresh daily.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I was wondering how you do this, because there's always the issue of shipping when you do stuff from the mainland, etc. So this is very unique to hear.
Very unique.
So you can only get this version of the Impossible Burger here in Hawaii at Minit Stop. That's it, on Maui and the Big Island. We're not even on Oahu, so.
So tell me the feedback, and you must be getting some notice on this, right?
Yeah, we are. We're getting some national attention on it and a lot of local attention, but 100% of the feedback at the store level, customers who've tried it, sampled it, it's been 100% positive.
Now, I realize that you're actually even giving people a chance to do taste testing, and you did today. You brought in some wonderful, wonderful additions here. Jessica's videotaping, so I'm letting her get a good shot of this. In this bowl is a special, and I have to admit, I already had a taste, but I didn't want it to look bad for the picture. So this one is really good with the teriyaki sauce. So tell me how you do that one.
Sure. We have three versions. We have the hamburger steak, we have the terry burger that you just mentioned, and we have a meatloaf. The terry burger glaze is a sauce we bring in from Japan, and the meatloaf glaze.
It's a sauce from Japan.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a soy sauce mix?
Yeah. So, Minit Stop, we're more like a restaurant that happens to sell convenience store items and fuel. But our primary, at the store level, our main driver is the food service. So.
Well, I have to say, being a vegetarian and being in the neighborhood, you're right there on the corner.
Right.
But sometimes I was going over, dare I say, to Subway and getting the veggie patty, which I do not know, and I do not like it. I do not like it. But now you've completely taken this over from me, and I'm completely sold on it. Now, there's another dish that you brought in, which we'll get on videotape, but people can't see, so I have to describe it well. This one is, oh my God,
That's the hamburger steak.
Oh my God! Look at this plate lunch with. Is that a mac salad?
Mac salad, rice, and you got 8 ounces, so half a pound of Impossible Burger on there.
This is enough for the whole family.
Oh,
No, this is definitely breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
absolutely right.
And that's quite a lunch plate.
Yeah, it is.
Wow,
So we have
that's
the
amazing.
plate lunch version, and we have the bowl version. And then the meatloaf has a special glaze that was developed by Mama Maria, our food service manager.
Seriously? Oh,
Yep.
you made a special glaze for
Yep,
it.
and her glaze it makes the whole product. It's amazing.
So tell me something. When you did this, were you aware of the impact? Was that part of it? Because there's an amazing amount that we are now realizing that was never known before about our environment and what's going on. It's at a crisis point
Right.
with our environment. We really are at a tipping point. And you know, me being older than you, I kind of feel guilty because our generation wasn't able to stop and we weren't aware enough to make a difference, you know. So we're looking forward to saying, what can we do now to really make a difference now that we know this? This is brought to light, of course, when all the fires were happening in the Amazon.
Right.
And what was happening is they found that some of the beef farmers down there were actually burning the trees that are our lifeblood needed so that they
Sure.
could have more cattle farms, right? I mean, it was
Right.
like, what? Really? So now we know the difference. Tell us the impact and the footprint you're doing to help alleviate some of the problems with choosing to have an Impossible Burger.
Yeah, while we're working with Impossible, you know, they started giving us some scientifically verified data as to how much of an impact their product, you know, a positive impact their product has on the environment. And just for Minit Stop's usage alone of the Impossible Burger and what we're expected to use this year, it's the equivalent of taking 200 cars off the road for a year. It's also the equivalent of saving 55 million bottles of water. I mean, that's just incredible
I
for the amount
can't-
that we're using.
That's even more than about 10 different marathons, which
Yeah.
is, I mean, that's
So-
55 million bottles.
55 million
How does
bottles
that
of water.
work? Do you understand that? Because it's such a hard correlation for me to digest how that works.
Yeah, from what they've told us, it's the part of the cattle raising and cattle production. They use a lot of water, and
Oh, I
and-
hadn't thought about that.
yeah. So because this is a plant-based burger, you know, the requirements are a lot less, and 55 just for what we're using, it's 55 million bottles of water. Can you imagine
Wow.
what it, you know, the impact if the country went in this direction? And you know, we're not shooting down the beef industry at all. I mean, I
No,
like beef,
no,
but
no.
but it's a way for us to contribute.
Well, it is definitely a way, and I think it's definitely opening up a path for other people to consider, too. Have you had any buzz on this going on, Nicholas, about people going, wow, what's going on here? I mean, weren't you amazed when you started talking to John about this?
Yeah, I was. You know, as long as people get down and try some of the samples and taste it, they'll really, you know, appreciate the product. You know, we really are targeting the meat eaters. We're not necessarily going after, you know, the vegans, even though it is an option for them. But it's the taste profile is so similar to beef that it really was made for meat eaters. So we're looking forward to having people try it and seeing the changes going on. So
Yeah,
we're
no
looking
cholesterol
forward to
too.
it. Yeah, no cholesterol.
Wow,
and
really?
0% cholesterol. So there are some health benefits.
Well, I have to say, having been a vegetarian since I was 15, people do not realize that a lot of the beef now really do have a lot of steroids and antibiotics and things that they're in their system of the beef they're eating, and people really aren't aware that when they're eating meat sometimes that they're also taking on some of these chemicals and antibiotics that really shouldn't be in their system because they're fed to the cows to make them more anti-inflammation, and all the different things that make them healthier, they think, you know, and fatter and bigger. And so there really is that aspect of the health to consider as well. There really is an aspect of being a vegetarian that is healthier,
Correct.
besides the impact that it makes for our environment, which is huge, you know,
No,
in itself.
it definitely is. And I think, you know, we wanted to provide a healthier option, you know, from a sustainability standpoint, you know, do a good cause by, you know, helping the environment. But we still do have our signature products. So, you know, we're famous
do.
for our chicken and our
Yep.
pork.
And
so we're not
Spam.
and our
And
spam. So we're not going
Spam.
away
Yeah, you
from,
still have
you know,
that.
our, you know, most popular items, but from the Impossible Burger, it's another option for people to try and have healthier options. So
Yeah, well, it checked all the boxes for us. You know, it's
Yeah.
we are able to make an environmental impact, a positive one, a big positive one, and then we're able to really put out a product out there that's really, you know, that's a great product. You cannot
It
tell
helps
the difference.
people's health. It
Yep,
does, and
it
it helps
does,
the
yep.
environment as well. Now, one thing that is impressing me a lot about this is the fact that you didn't just dip your toe in the water on this
Oh, yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I mean, some
Yeah.
people would be extremely cautious and think this is a big jump, a leap of faith
Sure.
that you're
Mhm.
taking.
Well, go
And-
big or
and-
go home, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of people are going, I don't know, let me try it, or let me, you know how you
Yeah.
hear this all the time.
Sure.
People go, I don't know, let me give it a try. I hear it all the time here, even in the
Right,
States.
right, right.
I don't know. What made you jump in whole hog? Oh my gosh, that's a terrible pun. What made you-
Whole cow, you mean?
Whole cow. What made you just decide that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way?
Well, I think, you know, like I said, you cannot tell the difference between this 100% plant-based burger and beef. So taste-wise, it was something we like to eat. So that checked off one box. The environmental positive impacts that it brought, another check box. There's some health benefits to it, another check box. You know, and this is not stuff that's, you know, like people are afraid that it's made in a lab or, you know, it's like a Frankenstein creation. It's not. It's 100%, you know, plant-based burger. It's good for you.
Well, what I assumed when I read the information about it in the press release, which is very good, when I read that, I figured, well, it's being shipped in from the mainland. I just assumed that it was some major company shipping this in. And I was not aware from reading that you're actually creating it in a kitchen right here, and it's made fresh daily. That's
Correct.
That's huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's really huge. And so and I don't even know where your kitchen is. Does each Minit Stop have its own kitchen, or how does that
Yeah.
work? How do you get everything out every day if it's made fresh? How do you get it delivered and everything?
Well, the base product is from Impossible Foods, and that we have to bring in to
Uh-huh.
Hawaii because like everything else, right?
Right.
But the seasonings and everything that's mixed into it to give it that local hamburger profile, that's done at the store level, and each store has a full kitchen. So each store is making chicken, the Impossible Burger sandwiches,
Uh-huh.
all that stuff fresh daily throughout
And
the
that's
day.
all in the back. You don't see that. That's
Oh,
behind
yeah,
the scenes
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can smell it, but
You can smell it, right? Right. But yeah, fresh
so
daily.
you have to hire chefs.
No, actually, we hire we train our employees from within how to do the food our way. And,
Wow.
So they get a food training program. We have a food service manager, Mama Maria. She trains them on all of our process
On
and
all
procedures.
for the whole island.
For everything, every store on both.
That's a big
islands.
job.
It is, yeah. So
She handles 18.
Yeah.
She oversees 18 different stores doing it all the right
for
way.
their food service.
So
Yep.
does she go and do an intensive and checks from time
Oh
to
yeah,
time?
yeah, she does, and that's why she's always angry at me because when I bring stuff like this to her, and she's like, "John, another product."
Wow. So tell me about what people don't know about Minit Stop. I mean, I'd like to know a little bit about the background. We have a little time here to talk about the background of Minit Stop and how you got to the point now where you have 300 employees, you have 18 stores, and that's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not.
no, it takes a lot of yourself. I mean, Nicholas knows what it's like to run a business. I happen to love owner-operator businesses and success stories, but it's a lot of work. And how did you even get started in this with Minit Stop?
Well, Minit Stop now is like 39 years old.
Not.
Yeah, it was started by a local family here, and most people know who that is. And yeah, it was 39 years ago. It was the first self-serve fueling station that was opened on Dairy Road there.
Seriously?
Yeah,
That
so-
one that you still have on Dairy Road? That was the first
That
one?
was the first one, yep.
I didn't know that. I've
Yeah.
been there many times,
Yeah.
right?
With
Was
the
that the
Ohana
basis of
fuels.
where the gas station was? Is that?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
kiosk there on Dairy Road, our Ohana fuel station, which is our retail brand of fuel, by the way,
Uh-huh.
and then our store right behind it. Yep, that's our first location.
I never realized that.
39 years ago.
So that's where it began, and then where did you get involved in it?
So I got involved about 11 years ago. My background is actually a variety of industries. I was in telecom, and then I actually had a couple of restaurants here on Maui. People might have remembered Sushi Go. And
Oh,
so,
Sushi Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
didn't know telecom.
Yeah, telecom. I was with Sprint
Really?
for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you know, Minit Stop was looking for a GM basically. So
Uh-huh.
I came aboard after I closed my restaurants. And
And were there 18 stores then?
no, there was only 12.
So you've opened 6 more
Six
stores
more,
since you
yeah.
started
Yeah.
on Maui and the Big Island.
Mostly on the Big Island. There was at the time six or seven, I think, on Maui.
Yeah, Lahaina you opened.
Yeah, we opened Lahaina here. I think that was the only new one. So
Yeah,
there
Lahaina.
was 8 here. And
The
then,
majority of them are on the Big Island. We're growing.
Most of our growth has been on the
Big Island.
So what is it different on the, I mean, we used to have stations on the Big Island and on Oahu and Kauai, and we were very interested as a group to find that there are differences on each island, that each island has its own unique flavor, its own market, its own patterns. Did you find that it was very different for you on the Big Island versus being here on Maui?
Well, on the Big Island, we only had 3 small stores on the Big Island when I first came on board. So we've opened 5 since then. And so, no, we were readily embraced by the community. They've heard about Minit Stop chicken, so they're eager to try it. And what we've done during my tenure here is really beef up the food service aspect for Minit Stop.
No beef.
No, I mean, sorry. we've impossibled it. Good catch.
So you found that was something that people liked, the grab-and-go idea.
Yep. And our food service program, so we've greatly expanded that, and we've added things like Impossible and the flying saucers and all that stuff. So
Sometimes I see, because I go in sometimes on Sunday or the days, when there's a game or something, I sometimes see people stocking up.
Oh yeah, the chicken platters
and getting some of the food for watching on TV, right? And doing that, and I see that there's certain trends. I see people getting stuff to go if they're going to go to the beach.
Right.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah. At the red boxes. The red box.
All ready to go. So there's this really interesting profile of what life is like with Minit Stop in Hawaii versus what you might do anywhere else. And you were able to grasp that and understand that, right?
Yeah, and then our partnership, too, with Gilbert and Associates, with Nick folks here has
when
been...
did that start?
About 5 years ago.
Yeah. It's been a very fruitful relationship because they designed our new chicken boxes, the red box with all the little isms on the side.
Cool.
And,
Yeah.
And that's actually an award-winning box because we won a Paleo award for
I
that.
like the logo.
They developed the new logo for us with
the
the Shaka chicken. And
the Shaka chicken's cool.
How much do I owe you now, John?
So they're geniuses over there. These guys, they're the bomb. So.
Yes, they are. And again, been around, how many years?
42 years now.
Yeah, they're even older than us.
42 years?
Yeah, I'm not that old, but
no, I know
my
you're
father
not that
started
old.
the company 42 years ago. Yeah.
Well, when I came 30 years ago, it was one of my first clients when I was here on the island. And that was smaller, then it kept growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
And you know what? A lot of other businesses have come and gone in that time. Since I've been here. A lot of other agencies have come and gone. People don't realize how much work is involved.
Yeah, we're very fortunate and blessed.
You certainly know that. And again, it's a family-run business, too.
Correct. Yes, it is.
I mean, it's you and Larry and Cecilia, and it's a family owner-operated business, which is what I care about and what I love, because you understand, there's a certain understanding you get when you're involved in a business here on the island, and you have a certain pride when it's your own business and when it's yourself on the line, and when you have people you see and you hear directly. Very different than if it's just a franchise and you have no input whatsoever in what you do,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, it's absolutely true that and that's what I love about Minit Stop, and the fact that now, I truly never thought in all the 30 years that I've been here that I would actually see a day when I could go down and get 3 or 4 different choices of a veggie. And I mean, it blows my mind, and the fact is, truthfully, a lot of people now have gotten more health conscious.
Sure.
I think Maui the islands have always been health conscious, right?
Sure.
They have. Hawaii in general, I think, has.
Yeah.
Well, because you got to go to the beach. You got to be in your bikini shape, right?
And I think what's special about Minit Stop that, the convenience store word kind of can give a bad,
It's actually a disservice.
Yeah, because you think of the hot dog and the rotisserie that's been sitting there for 3 days. But what's great about Minit Stop is...
Well, we don't have those, by the way.
Yeah, we don't have those. But, everything is made fresh daily. We're not really... we're a convenience store, but we're more like a restaurant.
Yeah.
So the quality in the ingredients, quality in the products is just...
It's basically...
No one else can do this business model. Our competitors just can't do it. So we're very fortunate to have that. So...
Well, and I have to say that, having been in Wailuku and all those 30 years we've been in business, there is something... For a lot of Wailuku is a very much business town, small business owner operators. A lot of people here, and a lot of times we don't have time to go out and do. We do lunch; it's an extravagance, and we do it, But mostly we'll just go out and grab something, and want to come back and eat it at our computer while we're working. It's like it's the truth. I was eating some of this Impossible burger while I was waiting to come in and doing work on the computer, and that's the way. If you're involved in business, that's the way you kind of have to do it, right?
Yeah.
So, and I have a feeling it's not just people, going to the beach and I do
Right.
see people. It's interesting. I do see visitors. I can tell because they've got the convertible, the Camaro convertible, right?
Right.
So I can see them, but I see still mostly local people.
Oh yeah.
Coming
That's
in.
the majority of our customer base is the local people who live here, and actually that's a good thing to talk about because when our partnership with Nick folks here, we developed the Ohana Fuels giving program, right, Nick?
What's
yeah.
that?
That's so all of our fuel, our retail brand is Ohana Fuels, and one of the key components of our fueling program is we give back to the local community. So what we do is every quarter we choose a nonprofit on Maui and the Big Island, and we give a portion of our proceeds of our fuel sales to those nonprofits.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so it's not something everyone knows about, but
Well, I do know that Christmas is only 2 months and a
I
day
know,
away.
crazy, right?
Yeah, and we're going to be
Can you believe that? I mean, this
Yeah.
is a big time for you because you do a big, big event for Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we partner with Toys for Tots. We
Mhm.
partner with Ron Ponzo at Nalu's, Street Bikers United. So we'll be doing Toys for Tots again this year. So we've been doing that for the last 8 years. So that's a big event we do. And, that's what's great about Minit Stop and Ohana Fuels. They are always giving back to the communities we serve. So
Yep.
Well,
I think that
I've
says a
seen
lot
that
about
one. That
companies.
one touches my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see how many kids get toys because Minute
Oh,
Stop
yeah, yeah.
sponsors the Toys for Tots.
Yeah,
Doesn't it? Do you ever get a chance to get out there and see?
I do.
all
I
the-
get a chance to give away bikes and all those things. It's
Seriously?
Yeah, it's amazing to see the look on their face when they get it, and yeah, it's a great thing, and because our customer base is mostly local folks, we have to give back to the community. We have to take care of the communities that we live, work, and play in.
Oh, well, I think that makes a huge difference. And then many times during there, you also have the Maui Food Bank drives.
Mhm.
And you have a drop-off point there where people can
Right.
actually
Yeah.
give
Right.
back too. Have you ever had a chance to even fathom how much you give? I mean, it's a huge amount you give back.
It's a pretty big amount. Like even just the Ohana Fuels giving program, I think we're a little over $300,000
Yeah.
that we've given away so far.
We're about
Seriously?
379.
Yeah.
So we
So just shy of 400,000.
year to date. So that's a lot of money.
No,
That's
that's
a
that's
lot.
that's ongoing as the program
Yeah.
as a whole, right?
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
do you choose the nonprofits? How do you choose who's the recipient on those?
So our Ohana Fuels team will decide.
Yeah,
We have
committee.
people. You can go onto our Ohana Fuels website,
Mhm.
and there is an application they can fill out, and they'll fill out that application, submit it, and then our team at Hawaii Petroleum will go through it,
Cool.
and they pick the recipients, and yeah,
That's
it's just
amazing.
a great way to get money back. So
Well, we
Yep.
only have a couple of minutes left here, and I do want to also let people know about your app.
Oh
Which
yeah,
is
yeah,
very
yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
And so tell people how that works because you can get points, and it's a good way of
Sure.
if you're a regular like I am and others. It's really handy to get the app, right?
Absolutely. So get if you haven't already done so, go get the Minute Stop rewards card. It's part of our loyalty program where you get point per dollar for everything that you buy at the store, and you can redeem those points for anything you want like fuel and whatnot. And then there's our mobile app. So if you go to the Google Play Store or you go to the Apple Store and you can download that one, it's free. And then there's a lot of coupons that we put out there every week for customers that want to take advantage of them, as well
so,
as you can
so
have
to
your.
get the app because there's so many apps these days. Give
Oh, yeah.
people the exact name so if they go search the app,
Oh,
how
sure.
they get it.
It's just Minute Stop. MINIT.
Well, you can't go
STOP.
wrong on
No.
that. I mean, I go
Yeah.
in lately and I try to find anything on an app. I'm going, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. But Minute Stop, I can do MINIT Stop, and it is handy.
It is, yeah. And in the future, we're adding mobile ordering and mobile payments through on the app as well.
Seriously?
Yeah, yeah. So we're
So
working
you
on
can
that
just
right
order
now.
and have it to go there.
Yeah, yeah. And
Oh, I
the
like
order be
that.
ready and waiting for you when you go to the store.
That's another whole division. Do you do that as well? Do you have to handle all that as well?
Oh yeah.
Do you work on that as well, Nicholas? When you try to work, do you have to figure out how to handle all the graphics for the apps and everything? Because it's a whole
Oh, yeah.
different way
yeah,
of thinking,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Everything from the digital to the app to print, traditional radio, everything. So yeah.
Is there a
We're-
website as well?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
our website, minutestop.com.
Mhm.
And we have our menu up there, and we have all our new products that we're launching. Has all our different locations. So if you need addresses or phone numbers or anything like that, we got all that on our website.
Well, I'd like to say I think you really are an example of a great success story, John.
Well, our company is, yes, absolutely.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
the company's made up of people. And
Yeah.
you're the vice president, so I take that.
Well, I'm only
Own
as
that.
good as the people who
Well,
who are working with us on the
Absolutely
company.
true.
So
Absolutely, and I can't thank you enough. I mean, to think that you have this wonderful option now to have the Impossible Burger products at Minute Stop is an amazing gift to the community and to me.
Great.
And
Awesome.
and I can't wait. I'm going to go eat my lunch now. And I've been saving this to eat, and it's going to be delicious. So, folks, go down and check it out for yourself at Minit Stop. You know what? You will be glad that you did, and you will be addicted to it. You'll be so happy that you did. A big aloha.